We're going to jump into the semifinals of our heel bracket here. So last week we started with 8 heels. We've now narrowed it down to 4 in our semifinals, and we're going to decide who makes it to the finals tonight. So in our first matchup, we've got the $1 Million Man going against the Iron Sheik. Probably two very, very different characters, especially the way they were heels. $1 Million Man used money to become a heel and put people down, and Iron Sheik just hated America. So there's that. So we'll start it off. I will start it with Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Charlie.
All right. I'm gonna go with $1 Million Man. Here's why. We recognized how big the Iron Sheik was in helping usher in WrestleMania, but how many foreign heels have we seen where just you're bad because you hate America? That's basically, they're bad because they're foreign. Ludwig Borga, he was just a bad guy from, Helsinki. They had a bunch of these people. The $1 Million Man was an evil man. I know Jeremy doesn't have a problem with slavery and buying people, but I did. And I, well, you do, no, you do, but not as much as kicking a ball away. But
Jesus.
I still can't.
That's word for word from the last episode, man.
Yeah, thanks, Kathy. I got the transcripts if anyone wants it. But for that reason, the uniqueness and the ownership of humans, I'm going to have to go with $1 Million Man.
All right, I'm going to go to Jeremy next to
defend
himself.
I'm on the fence on this one. I'm willing to let you guys woo me over to a side because of the fact that one started Hulkamania and one was just like the biggest degenerate ever in that sense. Of course, Charlie has to point out that he owned slaves first, where I was like, okay, I'm a kid. He kicked the ball for me. I don't know anything about slavery at that point. So I resonated to the ball getting kicked out of my hands. Okay?
All right, we'll go Kathy first since Jeremy balked here.
I know my last pick was Iron Sheik, but I'm going to go $1 Million Man. I think he's bigger name, bigger story, known as a heel across generations. I think I'm gonna sway my way over to $1 Million Man on this one.
Joe, are you gonna make it a clean sweep?
Well, it depends what you say.
Yeah, you're the deciding factor, apparently.
Yeah, I would also go $1 Million Man. Iron Sheik was hilarious and is a great heel. But one thing we didn't talk about last week is like $1 Million Man was basically Vince McMahon created a character of himself in WWE before he was Mr. McMahon. So there's that. Because there's even the story. I think Bruce Pritchard told the story when he was on a plane. Vince McMahon was on a plane and the guy was smoking a cigarette. And he gave the guy $1,000 to not smoke for the rest of the flight.
Yep.
So it's McMahon.
and you know what? He told DiBiase was a pretty big draw, and I think he was in Mid-South at the time.
Yeah.
And they brought him in, and Vince told him this is like a great heel gimmick. You're gonna make him a lot of money. They wouldn't tell him the gimmick because they were afraid if he didn't sign, he would take the idea and run so he signed without knowing what the gimmick was. And then he found out, he's like, oh, I love it. It's perfect because he's like, I got to fly first class because I had to live the gimmick. Kayfabe was still big. I got to stay in all the great hotel rooms, on their dime, which, if you know anything about wrestling, they have to do their own travel, which.
Yeah, especially back then.
Yeah.
And like, if you go back and watch any of the segments or promos with $1 Million, I mean, there's a ton, so we're not going to talk through all of them, but they're golden. They still hold up. There might be a tinge of racism in them, but they still hold up.
Just a skosh.
And I also talked about $1 Million Man in one of our other segments where somebody who didn't win the title that I would want to have won the title, I said him, so how could I go against $1 Million Man? So, Jeremy, even though $1 Million Man moves on, what's your pick?
I will say one thing, though, that Charlie said that resonated with me was the fact that how many times have they played, oh, I hate America? That is very true. Yep. There's been numerous different gimmicks of that aspect where, $1 Million Man was unique to say the least.
All right. $1 Million Man's going to the finals. And that will decide who he's going up against. So we have Mr. McMahon. We talked about it last week. His feud with Austin and basically Mr. McMahon and Vince McMahon not really being that different after what we've learned about Vince. And Hollywood Hogan. So probably the biggest heel turn of all time in WCW. So that's what we got. So Jeremy looks like he's got something to say. So go ahead.
And this one's a little easier for me, but it makes a dream matchup now that you were just discussing that. Vince McMahon versus the character portraying Vince McMahon. Who would not want to see that at the finals?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that one's an easy one for me. Vince McMahon as a heel, I loved it. And it was the $1 Million Man 2.0, basically. It was minus the slavery, worse. And it was fantastic.
All right. We got one vote for Vince. I will go to Kathy next.
I'm going to stick with my Hollywood Hogan. I think I'm a big NWO fan. I'm a big fan of pretty much everything from that time. So I'm going to stick with Hollywood Hogan.
Charlie.
This one's tough because I think, like as we alluded to last week, his heel turn reinvented him and helped lit the hottest period of the business. So it's huge. But same thing you could say with Mr. McMahon a little bit. I think Vince's character was just more evil. Like the stuff he did to his wife. He had a street fight with Stephanie in real life a week before her wedding. He's just a horrible person. Like the more I read and I hear, there's very little separation, and it's just getting worse. I'm on a dark rabbit hole of Vince McMahon, and I might get some PTSD after this. I don't know. He's a sicko. So I gotta go Vince. Send him to the finals.
Wow.
Now I got a question.
Uh-oh.
The Hogan turn, does that help? If he doesn't do that, I don't think his career takes off again.
Yeah, he was starting to get booed.
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
I think that was
let me give
more
my vote
for
here because we're still kind of split. So this was a tough one for me too. I don't know which way to go. So obviously, like Charlie said, Vince McMahon was a horrible person. So was the character. And Hulk Hogan was the biggest heel turn of all time. And basically made the NWO what it was. Without him, it was just the outsiders, right? Here's the other part that I took into consideration. Nobody ever threw beer cans in the ring when Vince McMahon was in the ring. They certainly did when Hogan was in the ring.
That's true.
So for that reason, and because he was an actual wrestler, I'm going Hollywood Hogan.
Oh. So we got a tie?
split.
That's
So we
sad.
need to
You're literally split
convert
down
somebody.
the middle according to my screen.
So
How do we break this tiebreaker, folks?
I don't know. I'm pretty set on this one.
So I did have a plan.
I'm with Jeremy. I don't think you're going to move me.
So there is an option. We could go triple threat. This is wrestling, baby. The finals could be a triple threat.
Vince McMahon versus Hollywood Hogan.
Is that the way we want to go? Then it breaks a tie.
Oh, there's no chance of a tie at all. I like it.
I'm in.
I guess, yeah, there could be a tie in a triple threat. So
Unless two people picked the same two.
It wasn't just Jeremy votes for real life Vince McMahon. I vote for. I think you outbooked you booked yourself into a corner, man.
listen, it's wrestling. We do it on the fly. We'll figure it out when we get there.
Somebody run in with a mask and we'll make a pick. Bring back our guest from last week.
Oh, bro.
So what do you want to do? Do you want to try and convince me that it's Mr. McMahon, or do you want to go triple threat?
Joe, he was the best villain of your favorite era of wrestling, the Attitude Era, right? He was the best heel character. He had the most TV time of any heel. He
by his own choice. That was not
Yeah, he pushed
people liked
himself.
him.
Which is even more
Right.
of a reason to
There.
like his heel character.
Thank you.
He had the steering wheel and said,
Other
"Fuck you,
people.
I'm
People's
doing
choice.
this."
This is his
Sorry.
choice.
He pushed other people, and he wanted himself, even though he's 54 and diving off cages. And he
He's jacked up on steroids.
and he couldn't
And
even get
probably
shit in the
now
heart.
and do.
You almost had me there. You almost had me convinced. But I'm sticking with Hollywood.
Jeez.
See, that being on the fence right there should be a telling factor. Unless you want
I
this
was-
triple threat.
I was on the fence the whole time, but I edged out Hollywood Hogan. Like I said, nobody really hated Mr. McMahon the way they hated Hogan when he changed. That's my point. Like you took
I didn't
Mr.
watch
McMahon as a
WCW enough
character.
to care.
People
Yeah, but Vince
viscerally
did-
hated Hollywood Hogan when he turned. So
Well,
Okay,
like
but
you
Vince did
said,
things
like
like
he
make
was
people
probably
kiss
not going to be a wrestler much longer if they didn't do this for his career.
Yeah.
So, like that saved his career. That saved an entire era, an entire group of wrestlers. Like it had so much impact on just one character by the people's choice again. But
and he came
Maybe
to
we should go
WWE.
to our subscribers or get them
Yeah.
involved and get some votes,
So
man. How
we
about
put up a
that?
vote? Can we put up a little vote?
We can put up a vote, but we'll see what happens with that.
Vote for your favorite or vote for the triple threat?
I'll put a vote for their favorite.
Oh, for the favorite, yeah.
If we don't get a winner there, then we'll go triple threat next week. $1 Million Man, Mr. McMahon, Hollywood Hogan.
I like it.
All
Let's
right.
put it back in the people's hands.
Book it.
That's it. We
Very,
gotta go back to the
very
people.
meta. Very
It's
meta.
up to you guys. So you tell us if it breaks even or we don't get any votes, then we're going triple threat. All right. Moving
I
forward.
like it.
Looking
I like
forward to it. Mr. McMahon is going down.